Greetings, fellow horticulturists and garden enthusiasts. Today, we delve into the fascinating world of fruit tree pruning. Fear not, dear friends, for pruning is not an act of violence, but rather a delicate dance, a conversation between you and your tree. It's about guiding your fruit trees towards a life of abundance, coaxing them to produce a symphony of succulent fruits. Just as a good haircut can make all the difference to our appearance, so too can pruning transform a fruit tree from unruly chaos into a picture of elegance and productivity. Before we grab our secateurs and start hacking away with reckless abandon, let's delve into the fundamentals of this ancient art. We'll explore the tools of the trade, the optimal times to prune, and the different techniques. By the end of our journey, you'll be well on your way to becoming a true tree whisperer, able to communicate with your fruit trees on a whole new level. Now, every artist needs their tools, and the same goes for us garden virtuosos. Our instruments of choice are somewhat sharper. First and foremost, we have the trusty secateurs, perfect for snipping away at smaller branches. Think of them as the scalpels of the pruning world, precise, elegant, and surprisingly satisfying to use. Next, we have the loppers, their larger, more robust cousins. These are ideal for tackling thicker branches that would leave your secateurs struggling. And for those truly Herculean tasks, such as taming a particularly unruly pear tree, we have the pruning saw. Using the wrong pruning tool can be disastrous for your trees, so choose your weapons wisely, my friends. And remember, safety first. Always wear gloves to protect your hands and ensure your tools are sharp to make clean cuts. Now that we're familiar with our tools, let's move on to the crucial matter of timing. Timing. You see, our leafy friends are rather particular about when they prefer to be pruned. Prune at the wrong time, and you risk stunting their growth or worse, sending them into a state of shock. Generally, the best time to prune most fruit trees is during their dormant season, late winter or early spring before they begin to awaken from their slumber. However, there are exceptions to every rule, as with any good comedy routine. Stone fruits like cherries and plums prefer a summer prune to reduce the risk of disease. It's all about understanding the rhythm of nature, my friends, knowing when to intervene and when to simply stand back and let nature run its course. Now that we've mastered the art of timing, let's move on to the various pruning techniques. Now, my friends, let's talk pruning techniques. Because when it comes to shaping your fruit trees, precision is key. First, we have the heading cut, which involves removing the tip of a branch to encourage lateral growth. Next up, the thinning cut. This involves removing an entire branch back to its point of origin, like removing an entire chapter from a rather dull book. Then there's the reduction cut, used to reduce the size of a branch or even an entire tree. And finally, we have the renewal cut, which involves cutting back older, less productive branches to make way for new growth. Remember, my friends, each cut serves a purpose, contributing to the overall health and productivity of your tree. Now, let's move on to achieving a balanced tree. Now let's talk tree architecture, because a well-pruned fruit tree should be as pleasing to the eye as it is productive. We're aiming for a balanced and open structure that allows sunlight and air to penetrate the canopy, like a perfectly arranged fruit salad, if you will. We want to create a framework that is sturdy enough to support the weight of a bountiful harvest, yet open enough to allow light and air to circulate freely. By using a combination of heading, thinning, and reduction cuts, we can create a masterpiece of horticultural engineering. We can encourage lateral branching, remove crossing or inward growing branches, and generally sculpt our trees into the envy of the neighborhood. Remember, the key is to approach each cut with a clear vision in mind, like an artist with a paintbrush or a conductor with a baton. Now, even the most experienced gardener can fall prey to pruning pitfalls. Pruning is an essential gardening task that, when done correctly, can greatly enhance the health and productivity of your trees. However, it's easy to make mistakes that can have long-lasting negative effects. So, let's take a moment to discuss some common pruning faux pas and how to avoid them. First up, over-pruning. Overpruning is one of the most frequent mistakes gardeners make. It involves removing too much of the tree's foliage, which can stress the tree and reduce its ability to produce fruit. Just as stuffing yourself silly will leave you feeling sluggish and bloated, overpruning your trees will weaken them and reduce their fruit production. When you remove too many branches and leaves, the tree loses its ability to photosynthesize effectively, which is crucial for its growth and fruit production. Then there's the dreaded stub cut, which is like leaving a broken umbrella up during a thunderstorm, pointless and potentially damaging. A stub cut occurs when you don't cut the branch close enough to the trunk or a main limb, leaving a stub that can become a site for disease and pests. And let's not forget about pruning at the wrong time of year, which is akin to wearing a swimsuit to a snowstorm, ill-timed and potentially hazardous to your health. Pruning at the wrong time can expose your tree to extreme weather conditions or disrupt its natural growth cycle. Remember, timing is everything when it comes to pruning, so always consult a pruning calendar or your local gardening expert to ensure you're not inadvertently harming your trees. Different trees have different optimal pruning times, and knowing when to prune can make a significant difference in the health and productivity of your trees. By being aware of these common mistakes, you'll be well on your way to pruning like a pro in no time. It's important to learn from these errors and adjust your pruning techniques accordingly. Proper pruning can improve air circulation, reduce the risk of disease, and encourage the growth of strong, healthy branches. Now, let's talk about the joys of a well-pruned tree. A well-pruned tree not only looks aesthetically pleasing, but also thrives and produces an abundance of fruit. When you prune correctly, you help the tree maintain its natural shape, remove dead or diseased wood, and promote new growth. This results in a healthier, more productive tree that can provide you with delicious fruit for years to come. So take the time to learn proper pruning techniques and avoid these common mistakes. Your trees will thank you with bountiful harvests and a beautiful, healthy appearance. Ah, the satisfaction of a job well done. There's nothing quite like surveying your handiwork and admiring the elegant silhouette of a well-pruned fruit tree. But the joys of pruning extend far beyond mere aesthetics. A well-pruned tree is a happy tree, a productive tree, a tree that rewards your efforts with an abundance of juicy, flavorful fruit. Imagine biting into a crisp apple or a plump plum, its sweetness intensified by the knowledge that you played a part in its creation. Pruning helps to improve air circulation, which reduces the risk of fungal diseases. It also allows more sunlight to reach the tree's leaves, boosting photosynthesis and promoting healthy growth. So not only are you indulging your inner gardener, but you're also doing your bit for the planet. And there we have it, my friends. We've journeyed through the ins and outs of fruit tree pruning, from selecting the right tools to mastering the art of the cut. We've explored the importance of timing, the elegance of a balanced tree, and the common pitfalls to avoid. We've learned that pruning is not merely a chore, but a conversation, a dance between garden and tree, a collaboration that results in both beauty and bounty. So, go forth and prune with confidence. Embrace the challenge, enjoy the process, and revel in the rewards of a well-tended garden. And remember, even if your first attempts resemble abstract art more than horticultural masterpieces, practice makes perfect. So here's to bountiful harvests, to the satisfaction of a job well done, and to the joy of nurturing nature's bounty. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to Garden Pros, hit that like button, share with your friends, and drop a comment below with your pruning adventures. Until next time, happy gardening. Oh, by the way, you may want to check out the video description for a huge discount on selected gardening tools. Your garden and I will be happy. Cheers!